Warning, the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
They're not supposed to be in Texas, folks. It's not even a state. It's a republic. They were like, man, we ain't so sure about this whole United States thing. We're gonna hang back. Hang back, see how this plays out. They don't have any rules. They have like 3 pages of rule books. Here's how I know this. I'm gonna tell you a fact about Texas that'll change the way you think about Texas. There are more tigers in captivity in Texas in private collections than there are in all of the wild of the world. I'm gonna repeat it because I know you're like, oh, the Fear Factor guy's just making shit up to make his jokes work. No, there's more tigers in dudes' yards in Texas than the rest of the fucking planet. How is that possible? Because they can. Because they went through the rule book. Don't say shit about tigers. Order it up, dude. Order it up, dude. One guy got a tiger, and his neighbor's like, shit, I didn't know we'd get tigers. And he got 2 tigers, and the first guy was like, I ain't about to let this faggot out tiger me. And he opened up Tiger World with his oil money. We're gonna need those people, folks, if the Russians invade. We can't make fucking warrior babies with those chicks in Marin County with fake asses and rubber lips, okay? We're gonna need some real warrior genes. We're gonna need some women who wear non-ironic Daisy Dukes. They got cowboy boots with no socks and stinky feet, and they yell out, Chris Kyle, rest in peace, when you make them come. We need those women. The Russians come, we gotta be ready. Think about the children. Think about the children while I get a sip. This is super important, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people are sleeping on the... Imagine if I had real points. Oh, Jesus Christ. I love you fuckers too, man. So excited to be here. I have kids and I lie to them. I get high around them too. People say you shouldn't do that, but they don't see it. They say you shouldn't be intoxicated around your children. Well, I'm not. I'm high. Call it elevated. It's a different thing. The people who have a problem with that, they don't understand what getting high is. Like, they think you're gonna be like to your kid, like, who are you? What do you think? What's the worst thing that can happen if I'm a little high around my kid? They're gonna get extra hugs, and daddy's gonna be paranoid about objects. Oh, look out. Don't go there. That's it. Plus, I have cool conversations. I have a 6-year-old daughter, man. There's not a lot a 48-year-old man, a 6-year-old girl have in common, other than the fact she's my daughter. And so our conversations are normally pretty boring. But when I'm high, I'm like, you call that thing your baby, your doll, you call it your baby, but you know it's not a baby, right? Yeah, I know it's not a baby. Do you call it a baby because you're the youngest and you like having someone who is responsible for you? Maybe. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Give me a hug. I love you. It's weird, man. It's weird raising little people. There's some things that I didn't expect. One of the things I didn't expect is you have to lie to them. You don't have to lie to them about a lot of things, but you have to lie to them about Santa Claus. It's just one of those things, man, because it's like a community. You have to think about what your kid's gonna tell other kids. Because when it comes to Santa Claus, you don't want your kid to be one of 2 things. You don't want your kid to be the first kid that tells everyone that Santa Claus is bullshit, because that kid's an asshole. But you don't want your kid to be the last kid that figures out that Santa Claus is bullshit, because that kid's a moron. So you got a little bit of, you're like, oh no. When do we do this? When do we do this? And no one knows when to do it. You just let the kids figure it out. And then they're like, Dad, what the fuck? You're like, I missed the boat. Nobody knows when to do it. Nobody can be honest about it. They have little meetings and shit. And I'm like, when do we tell them? This lady goes, when they're 11. They're gonna be fucking by then. I told her it was funny. She didn't believe me. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm off by a year. That's not as funny, but I didn't mean it. But it's this thing. They want to keep the kids in the dark. And they want to pretend they're the only one that's teaching the kid. This is a weird thing that people do. They're like, I teach my kids, man. I teach my kids. When you see them. But unless you're some freak who homeschools your children in the forest, your kids are going to go to school. And they're going to go to school and they're going to be in a class of 50 other kids and the teacher only makes $20 a year and she's thinking about dick. That's all she's thinking about. She's thinking about getting stuffed. She's a young, fertile woman who loves kids. And she's writing on that chalkboard and the kids all huddle up and share information. Like, yeah, what'd your dad tell you? Your dad tell you that? Yeah? My dad says Santa Claus is fucking bullshit. Okay? You ever go near a chimney? It's that big. What the fuck? Teacher's coming. Play with blocks. Act stupid. How does this work? They play dumb. They play dumb. They're like little prisoners trying to figure their way out. They make little paper mache heads and pretend they're napping. They're little humans. They want to run shit, and they're trying to, well, who is these people telling us what to do? Are they being straight with us, man? What the fuck is going on? I knew the day my daughter knew that Santa Claus is bullshit. She came home, stared me down. She's like mad dogging me. She took her book bag, just goes, tss. Walked right up to the chimney, looking at me.
Oh, no.
How the fuck? Dad, have you ever met Santa Claus? No, honey, I've never met him. But you let him in the house. And this is a moment, it was a moment where a 7-year-old has you at checkmate. You're like, oh shit. I don't know what, a high fiver or to keep lying. You know, you want to go, yeah, you got me, you got me, you got me. That's bullshit. No, the Big Bang's real, but this is bullshit. Big Bang sounds even less real. The problem is you have to be consistent. If you're teaching your kids nonsense, you got to teach them only nonsense. You can't mix nonsense in with like real stuff. Like my daughter will go like, how do birds fly? I go, birds have bones that are hollow, so they're really light. And then they have feathers, which cover a large surface area. And they use the hollow bones and the feathers to push down on the air. So now air looks like it's nothing, right? But it's actually a bunch of gases. That's why the trees move when the wind blows. And the birds can manipulate that and go through 3D space. Whoa. Yeah, nature is crazy. Yeah. How does a fat man get through the little hole? Magic! Christmas magic! Now go to bed, I'm trying to fuck your mom! Go to bed! Jokes, folks, just jokes. Can't talk like that, that's how you make strippers. You gotta be nice. They're little tiny people, they're adorable. They don't know anything yet. You gotta teach them everything. Can't talk mean. Kids are a lot like really fucking stupid people. In that, if you get 10 really stupid people in a room, the most confident one just starts running shit. They don't have to have any more information. They just have to be more confident. If you get a bunch of dummies together, like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I fucking do. I fucking do. That guy doesn't have to have any extra data. He just has to be the only one that's confident. And that's what it's like in school. My daughter's class is this fucking kid named Debbie. And every day it's Debbie says, fucking Debbie says. Debbie says, what? You don't think about that before you have kids. Not only are you gonna have kids, but your kids are gonna make friends, and then you have to make friends with the fucking parents of your kids. And some of them are crazy. My daughter's like, Debbie says Adam and Eve are the only 2 people in the world and all people came from them. Is that true? This is weird. Like, you don't know what to do, right? You want to be diplomatic. You don't want to cause problems at school. But you got to be honest. And one of the most difficult things to say to a kid is, I don't know. I'm like, sweetie, I don't know. I don't know if Adam and Eve is where people came from. But nobody knows, because no one from today is alive back then. So it's not something you can measure, so it's not something you can see, so we don't know. But here's what we do know. You know, some people have big ears, and some people have little ears. You know, well, some people have brains that are made out of dog shit. And they get horny too. And what happens is they have to find someone even dumber than them to have sex with. It's like the opposite of evolution. And then they have a kid, and their kid is fucked. Their kid is fucked. And everybody wants to pretend it's a level playing field. There's no level anywhere you look. Is an eagle and a salmon level? Does a salmon ever get to eat the eagle? No, the universe does not want even. It wants conflict and resolution and constant improvement. Okay? I'm gonna shut this light out. I'm gonna go fuck your mom right in the mouth. All right? I don't say these things. I don't say any of these things. I was like, I don't know. Maybe Debbie's right. Doesn't make sense to me. How would that work? How would that work? It wouldn't work, would it? Adam and Eve are the only two people. They have kids. And then where do all the other people come from?